Nadav Interstein from Swifter.io. So Swifter.io, actually groundbreaking development. In our new software tool, we essentially took a whole different approach to what low-code approach to software development looks like. We created AI-powered agentic system that essentially takes product requirements, you set them into the system, and it essentially builds the entire product from requirements through definitions and all the product processes, testing and the structure and the wireframe, everything is done through the system automatically. Everything is generated by the AI and step by step analyzed by the developer team or the product owner. And then essentially you can directly deploy it in your system. You get the code, you can actually select which code platform you want to engage with. So you can do Angular or you can do React, okay? And then essentially you can deploy the system onto your platform or on our cloud. And essentially you have your own code that you can run on whatever environment you want. And it can generate any type of insurance platform, from agent management through quote and bind to underwriting platforms, whatever you want. It's not exactly the traditional low-code, no-code approach, because in low-code, no-code, you actually need to build the thing, okay? And in most low-code, no-codes, the runtime is owned by the company, so you're locked in with them. You must use their systems. You can't leave. If you leave the system with them. We don't do that. We let you have the code, and instead of building it, the system generates it directly. So instead of having a whole team that develops on the system, you have a very flexible, very unique way to engage with the creation of new content, new systems, and essentially redefine the way you develop code. Everything is done here with AI, okay? It's actually built out of 5 environments. Each one is a separate AI agent. All of them interact together, and you can interact with each one of the agents to set a specific requirements or specific criteria. For example, you can upload your Figma files or your design criteria, and then, for example, the analyst agent that does the requirements will incorporate it and send this information to, let's say, the development agent, and will essentially create a whole new web page based on the requirement you set up. Essentially A to Z software development and very minimal involvement, but complete control. So you can get involved at any stage in the process and get your input in, change anything you want, either visually with a direct editor or with direct interaction with the code itself.
Makes sense. Is this your first time at Insurtech Insights?
No, this is like the third or second, but we were a traditional low-code platform, okay, like black blocks, and everything is blocked. And then we made a decision that, insurance is sometimes a little bit slow, but if you get today to the point where you're in board a system that you don't know what's going to be the future with that system. With AI and with the ability to have the code open to you, you're automatically future-proof because you get the code to yourself, you're relying on AI, and that's going to only get better. So if you're stuck in a system that binds you to a black box at this point in time, you're automatically, it's like legacy on arrival. Okay? So we want to stay ahead of the time and not stay behind. That's why we made a transition.